What's going on? This is King Cam on Ujumbe's podcast. Ujumbe means message. And today's message is shedding light on our continent and our people. I have a few other guests here, Bro.Sabli and Brother Mrwan. And today we're going to share our thoughts and concerns about the African community as a whole. But this has been brought to you by Pan-African Connection in Dallas, Texas, and National Saving Fatherhood Radio, based in Maine, and Peachy Cam's Events and Design. Once again, my name is King Cam, and I'm born and raised in the United States. And we have issues in the United States. We have racism, we have gentrification that's going on. We also have Corona, and it has amplified in 2020. But we know that we are connected to not just the Africans in America, but the Africans around the world. We are all African, period. No matter where we are, or no matter where we are on the globe. I don't care if you are Baptist, Muslim, Methodist. If you are Black, you're African. So we have to all connect and all unite as one. And so today we are going to talk about our concerns, and we have here a couple of brothers who are going to discuss this. Brother Mrwan, he is in Nigeria. He is a blogger and a podcaster and a Pan-Africanist. Africa for Africans at home and abroad. And so he's going to share with us a little bit more of his thoughts as to what's going on, where he is, and how we can bring some good solutions. Brother Mrwan, are you there? Are you there? All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, brother. Tell us where you're from.
For the beginning, I want to thank you for everything you are doing to us, really. And I'm glad to be one of a lot of Africans around the world. They're concerned about Africa and what they really need to improve and developing our continent. My name is Mrwan from Nigeria. I belong to Southern in Lagos, and I don't know how to start it, but it feels me. I feel so sad because a lot of our people in Africa, they shook, and today. You feel me. There is a lot of problems we are facing, and racism, colonialism, a lot of things that get us hurt in Africa and outside. That's the big issue that we are facing. So I can imagine that we can, if we united, as we hope, we can make a difference.
Right.
In Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, everywhere. If we really united, we can make a difference. So I have nothing to do, really. All I see, pain and kill and nothing.
Right.
Wallahi, because I use wallahi because I'm a Muslim. That's, like I swear,
And the thing is, we have different people. I'm sure there's people from Ghana, Cameroon, Brazil, Texas, and all over. We realize that religion can easily divide, but one thing that unites us is because we are Black. And they're like Malcolm X said one time, they're not beating us up because we're Muslim or Baptist. They're getting us because we're black, and we have to, like Brother Mrwan said, unite as one. So, what is I think he just got off the line real quick, but we have to understand that unity is important. Unity is essential. So, Brother Sabli, what do you think about African unity? What is your thoughts on African unity? What are your thoughts on African unity, Brother Sabli?
Hello. First of all, thank you for hosting me, and thank you, Dr. Mr. King Camp. So, my thoughts about Africa is a lot, because when we come to talk in Africa's problem, that's like it took a years to do something about it. But I don't wanna talk. I don't want to talk in that problems for that will take years to solve it or something like that. I want to talk about the problems that we can solve it in soon, like in next to 3 to 4 years, and that also we have the control and also we have the ability that we can implement something on the ground. This is my concern. The problem is there now, like about the unity and all, like the problems that we are facing on Africa is a huge. But when we come to talk on those problems, the first thing that I want to talk about it, and it's kind of barrier to our unity is that we are like not sharing the same language, the whole continent. I'm seeing from like it's when you come see like from Sudan, from Nigeria to Ghana to Cameroon to Mozambique, like all those people is in different languages, and also the languages that we're talking about is the Congolese languages, the Congolese. Yeah, and some people is Spanish, English, French, like the language is different, and we cannot communicate even. This is one that a huge big problem that we are facing right now. But also what I'm seeing is like the young generation, today's generation is kind of like open-minded. They are like try to learn a multi-languages and also multiple languages to communicate with brothers and all those like that. Now, if you see me, I'm from Sudan, like my mother tongue language is Masalit, and then like I grew up with Arabic, and the English is my third language actually, So I saw that like in order to communicate with my brothers in the other part of the continent, I need this language and the other language and other language. But we are seeing that the language will not let it to become barrier in our unity. Now we are going to break that barrier and also take it off from our front, and we will go ahead. This is the one. To solve this, I'm seeing that it's better to do like multi-channel, especially on social media, to spread awareness to the African, like we now, like the African people, we lacking for awareness. We need awareness,
So basically the media is not really pushing Africa or Africans, period, right? But before you go further, Sabli, where are you from? Where are you from? I heard it, but I need the people to hear where you're from, because I'm from Texas. Brother Mrwan, he's from Nigeria. Where are you from?
Okay, actually, this is so I'm from Sudan originally. So when you come in background of my family, it's kind of complicated, but I don't want to dive in that. Just I want to talk from where I am and where I grew up. Like, okay, I'm from Sudan and I grew up in Sudan, and I came just Europe last year in 2019. So like, still have that idea of African, like I'm kind of new. I know all the things that going on there. So I'm from Sudan. I'm from it's kind of it's north part of Sudan is called Blue Nile. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I'm from there, you know. So
So, and I know that you are a YouTuber, graphic designer, videographer, and once again, and you studying media, so that's good. And I hear your concerns about the media how it portrays African Africans, but continue about the what can we do to unite dealing with language? What language we can come together on?
So, okay, my brother, here is the problem that, like in our unity, that what we need is actually right now, as I said, is media. Actually, this is one of the reasons that why, like, I start my YouTube channel, because I saw that in Africa, we in our countries, like the media that we have, it is like just like it's for the country, you know. The government, they who run that media houses, and they are not like giving the right information to the people, and they just also like they doing nothing, you know. So I saw that in today's age and today's days, especially like in this technology era we living in, like we need men to do something individually and also independently, you know. So from this, I said, okay, why I'm not like going to start my own channels, especially the young generation people now, they all in the technology, you know, like they are using Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and like Twitter and all those stuff. So from this, I start my own channel, and also like I'm doing the videos and also like to spread awareness, as I said, because the media is the power now. Like the media is only the weapon that you can like boom somebody, you know. So to spread the thoughts, and also like to give the ideas, and also the things that going around and all those stuff. So from then I start my YouTube channel, and also I'm running now. It's in Arabic, but also in a few next days I'm going to start my English YouTube channel, because it's so important, I'm seeing. So yeah, that's it, you know.
I like that thought, because if we unify in language and the media, because we know the media controls the images, because how you guys see us as Africans in America, same way we sometimes see you guys, you know, and we got to change that. And you mentioned being...
Yeah, of course. Here is like quick notes, as you said, like the media is shaping the way that we are thinking, also shaping the way that we are seeing the things through. No, this is exactly. The media is who portrays the whole image, and also the media is what is control on the things. Like there is some things. Actually, the Western media is exaggerate in taking in, you know, like talking about it, especially when we come in Ebola. I don't know, like these things, like actually not just a specific Ebola. There's a lot of other things that the media is exaggerate taking in and also talking about it. So I saw that, guys, like those media they just working on their interest, like they don't care about the truth, doesn't care about the other people. They are just looking what they can benefit and what they can serve for themselves. That's it. So in case we need also like something opposite, like can respond to them. Like today, if somebody came to talk like about BBC or New York Times or CNN, okay, man, like that's the top. That's the top. Yeah, nothing compare with those. So to create something that's belong to us, and like also to kind of make our voice, I'm saying it's not easy, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible, especially in today's days. So that only the thing that I'm thinking about, and also all the time I'm telling my friends and also the young African generation on Twitter, guys, we need to do something about the continent, because the continent is now waiting to us. We not like the seeing the back old days and saying, okay, like that happened. No, we are talking about the future and nowadays, the present that we are living in, what we're going to do. And also when we come like in the governments, they doesn't care about the people, they doesn't care about the countries. We all like know the Africans leaders, they are dictatorship, and also they just working on their interests and in their benefits. And so even if we made a revolution, they are just going to like turn that down and all those stuff. In Sudan, I don't know if you follow it or not, in 2018 to 19, like we made a revolution and take down the al-Bashir from 30 years. And only that by Facebook. Can you imagine? Like it was, yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, of course. By Facebook, the influencers and also the all like the people like me. Although that I don't have that a huge like followers, but about 20,000 followers on Facebook. So I'm just making sometimes videos and the posts and all those stuff. But the people is like get down on the ground by just the posts and the life is on Facebook. So here is the power of the media. If we work it on this, we can succeed. And also today, Africa is like, guys, has a lot of things to present to the world. Actually, the world cannot live without us, But we like the African, we don't know our value. This is the problem. We don't know ourselves, who we are. So we need to tell the world who we are. Before we tell them, we should know like we who are.
Right. And my thing is concerning African unity and our concerns with Africa and Africans at home and abroad. We have to get back to that point of loving ourselves, loving who we are, and that's the main point of discussion. What's going on, Brother Ibrahim and Majid? Thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate it. Welcome. We're just concerned citizens, concerned Africans in the diaspora. We're, no matter where you are on the globe, we are African. So Brother Sabli is talking about unity, and Brother Mrwan is going to add some value to it. But the thing is, you said a lot. Language, unifying under language. It could be Swahili, it could be something. And so for us, even over here in the America, I'm in Texas, to learn Swahili and to be able to, we can talk among ourselves, our concerns. You know how a family discussion is. We don't need everybody in our business. We just talk to that auntie or that uncle or whatever and keep it moving. And you mentioned media. If the thing is, if you don't control it, it can control you. Education, the school system, because I'm a teacher. I'm a history teacher. And if we don't, as a people control that system, it will eventually control us. And you mentioned content. Content is important because if we are not privy to the content, if we're not aware to what we are putting out before the world will see us as backwards or as it's just not loving ourselves. So thank you for that, Brother Sabli. We'll get back to you. Brother Mrwan, you there? Brother Mrwan is from Nigeria. He's been chiming in from time to time. What are your thoughts? What are some practical solutions? We know what the problem is. We know about racism, colonialism, whatever you want to call it. But Brother Mrwan, what can be some practical solutions? I know that we can take home and use in our community? Brother Mrwan, are you there? I think he's. But I know for sure over here in the States, what we can do practical solutions is teach. I teach. If we have elders who need something, help them. Okay, we got children who don't know how to read. Yes, they go to school, but they don't know how to read. What can we do about that? Yes, we understand 10, 15 years from now, we have this plan. But what are some practical things we can do day to day that will help someone? Regardless of what creed we have, regardless of what background we have, right now, we are at the point we have to help each other. We have to uplift each other. So I would say if we're waiting on thousands of people to come, it may take one or two people in that area, in that community to share what they know. Teach a kid how to read or help the elderly move something or pick up this, because it's that simple. Because once you build that kind of culture, when you build that kind of culture in your community, in your neighborhood, it'll be very difficult for anyone from the outside to come in and say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do. This is our program." No, this is not our program. That's your program.
Yeah, of course, my brother. You mentioned a lot of good things. Just I wanna add some things like over what you mentioned. Like as you said, the problem also, the one big main problem that we are facing now on Africa, like the generations that all the people is growing up now, they like even don't know like who they are. As I said, this is the big problem that we are facing now. Also, the educational subjects that they teaching on those schools, like so this is a huge problem. But also about the language. Yeah, everybody can like start to learn Swahili or Hausa or something like that. That's like the major language on Africa. So this is so important. But the solutions that we can like implement now, like I'm talking from tomorrow to like going on. This is solutions that only we have in media. We start to spread awareness that the people can come to know about the problems that surround them, around them, and all those stuff. So this is something huge that if we did it, like we can change, So
right. So communication is key. I know Brother Mrwan, he's gonna type something in the chat. Tell me, y'all can tell me where you guys are from. Y'all can tell me in the chat where you guys are from. We have brothers in Nigeria. We have brother in Malta. I'm in Texas, and we all have concerns. We have concerns. We're not saying that we're part of this political group or this kind of group. We just concerned people, concerned about our country, or concerned about our people. And so my question, and I think Majid, if you want to chime in, or Nada, hey Nada, or Nabil, if you guys want to share, what is unity? What is African unity to you? What do you guys think? What is that? Hold on, Nabil. And tell me where you're from, too.
Okay, this is Nabil Baron. I'm from Saudi Arabia, but recently I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. I am Black Saudi. Actually, I'm Saudi and Canadian as well. Recently, I'm staying in Nairobi. I'm a resident and investor in Kenya. Well, thank you so much for having me in this lovely meeting. and I really would like to be helpful and useful as well. African unity to me, it's like, we have to focus on teaching our Black people about the African culture and African civilizations, and also feeding them with the African wisdom. And I always encourage our African diaspora to visit the motherland to see how beautiful it is, and to change the stereotype that we have been. Like, for example, I was born in Saudi Arabia, and being from Saudi, unfortunately, the image that I had about Africa was like the stereotype, which is like poverty, civil war, and there is no security at all.
And yet you are African as well. That's amazing. You're African born in Saudi Arabia, but your outlook on Africa was stereotypical. That's interesting.
Exactly. Thank you. So yeah, I remember my first visit to Africa was to Ethiopia in 2008, and then after that I came to Kenya. And seriously, the moment I landed in Kenya, I just fell in love with the country here. And of course, I also love Ethiopia as well. And then after that, I started thinking, okay, why don't I go across there, visit as many countries as possible in Africa? So I went to West Africa, I've been to Nigeria, I've been to Ghana, I've been to Senegal, and actually I've been to like 13 African countries. But seriously, wherever I go in Africa, I just find that, wow, this is a very amazing place. And at that time, I was living in Vancouver, Canada. So I just decided to move to Kenya. I chose Kenya because seriously, I found myself in Kenya. Wow. And yeah. And I remember even when I did my PhD in the US, I was in Connecticut. I did my DNA test, and I found, I traced my bloodline, and I found that I am like 55% Nigerian. Actually, I'm Hausa. I'm Nigerian original. I found like 55% Nigeria, 30% Bantu, something like that. So it's all like a mix. I'm a mixed African, right. And I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
That's cool. So Nabil is saying unity is learning culture, is going and experiencing African culture. That's the only way that you're going to do it, is to hear the sound, smell, and to put yourself there. I haven't came to Africa yet. I definitely will, but I talk a great deal on Africa to my students and teach them the best way I can. So we have, for the Sabli, he said African unity is through language, through the media. For the Nabil, from Saudi Arabia, by way of Kenya, by way of Canada, he's saying culture. Brother Majid, you want to weigh in on this? Would you like to share and tell us where you're from and what is African unity to you?
Yes, hello everyone. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to hear you guys talking about Africa and about unity in Africa. Actually, originally from West Africa in Nigeria. I was born in Saudi, and actually now I live in Bahrain. For me, unite for Africa is very important. Actually, I've been in India. I was there. I studied there. So I have maybe around 4 years or something like that. I found a lot of African there also in India who have like around 30 and more than years there. So I found myself any part in this world you will find African people. And the main problem, or you can say the big problem, how we can unite all those people, because we are all belong to this part in Africa. So for me, it's very important to make African one united and one nation for the all around the world. The big problem for me, I never been in Africa, but inshallah I will be there as soon as possible. because I know so many things about Africa. I know so many like history about Africa, like starting from west and north and south. So it's very important to me to be in there. It's very important to me like to go there and to start building our nation, our people, to start to put something there in our like our in our country or our nation or people there, because most of them they need us who those people who like raising out in Africa. So African people, the original people in Africa, they need us to like unite with them, to try to help them, to try to make them know better to other country in the world, to try to put something there, to try to help them, to try to do, to put yourself there and to help them.
Right.
So this is like simple things which is I can add, and I'm very happy to hear about you guys, Mr. Nabil, and you. It's very interesting for African American to like thinking about Africa or thinking about like original people in the Africa, to try to help them, to try to do something for them. It's very nice. It's very nice, Mr. Uh, for what you did, and I hope inshallah we can continue for this meeting to try to make a lot of people who can like share with us our idea, or we can put more interesting topic or more things which is we can help each other to like grown up to add something for our nation. It's very nice. I'm very happy for that, and thank you very much, guys.
But gentlemen and possibly ladies, because I have Zoom users and TJ, believe it or not, in America, and this is the major misconception, there are African Americans in America who heart and mind is on Africa. However, that's not what the media is putting out. See? And so some of the solutions that I have put together as a teacher, I'm a history teacher, what I do is to discuss Africa to our young people, to our children. See what I'm saying? So they can have a positive outlook on it. And so they won't look and say, hey, they're not modern. No, they're probably more modern. They're more modern than we are in certain aspects. So we have to come together and realize that in the United States, racism is played out one way. In the diaspora, whether it be Saudi Arabia, whether it be in India, or even Malta, wherever Africans are, they experience racism in some form or fashion. And the thing is, what we have to do now is to unify the language, culture, because the thing is, in dealing with culture, we get hung up on House of Fulani, Mandinga, or Yoruba, whatever. We're all African. We're all together, you see? And so that's how we've been divided. Yes, we have those heritages and things like that, and backgrounds and bloodlines and things like that. But at the end of the day, we have to come together. And Bro.Sabli and Mrwan and Nabil mentioned culture, language, and media. What united front we can put for the world, or even, no, don't worry about the world. How about this? Community. What can we do to help those 10 to 15 people around us next few months? You know, whatever you can do. I don't know. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's finances are different. So I'm a teacher, so I'm like, yeah, I don't get paid a lot of money. But whatever you can do that. Whatever it is. It can be social media. It can be sharing information. It could be teaching the language or traveling. See? And because sometimes we try to look at things that 10, 20 years from now, and no, what can we do next few months? And you guys have brought some pretty good solutions in our, because everybody's community is different. We know that. Everybody's struggle is different. Poverty levels are different. But one thing that can be the same is what you guys mentioned. Language, media, learning culture, traveling. So what else? Got a few more minutes because I'm at school, so but what else? I know Majid, thank you very much. He mentioned some things like there are Africans in India. That's amazing. We are everywhere, but we have to learn to love ourselves and each other. I don't care if the brother is Muslim. I don't care if he's Yoruba. That's my brother and that's my friend. And we gotta get back to that. Okay. And thank y'all. We are on this is King Cam's Ujumbe's podcast. Ujumbe means message, and that is Swahili. So, and the message is shedding light on the continent and our people. Anybody else that can can share a solution that they can do or whatever. Got a few more minutes before we go, because I know it's getting late. I know it's 7, 8 o'clock over there. So is there anybody else that want to share their thoughts?
Okay, I want to share some ideas, some thoughts, some solutions. I think it's, I don't know if it would work in the another communities, another societies, but in Sudanese communities that I'm seeing is we're facing multiple problems in Sudan, especially. Like, first of all, the Sudanese identity. We are Africans, but we are following to the Arab. And this is like create a huge problem that even the country has divided by two. So like we are facing a huge problem. And also we are so far away from the continent, although that we are exist on the continent, we are so far away, and also we don't know anything about the continent. Like we studying in Arabic, and like the majority of the continent countries is like speaking the Western languages. So in this, we are kind of more related to the Arabs, So when we came to like, even in the information, let's say just in the basic information, if you ask one Sudanese guy, mention to me about 20 to 30 countries from the other part from Africa, they cannot. This is what I found, especially in the young generation. We are more related to the African, to the Arab countries rather than our continent. So what I saw is on my own, what I can do is I start like a YouTube channel on Arabic that I want to talk about those, and then when the things become like kind of available, all those stuff, let's say, I want to travel to the African countries to show them, like if you came in Sudan, like now you find all the people is talking in Arabic, and like there is like just a small percentage of the people, like they are know the English language or the other languages like the French, Spanish, or something like that. I'm following like what's going on the other countries on Africa. So what I saw from my own perspective, like from my own view point, that I can deliver a content that can spread awareness among my community, that they can like learn more, and also, as Dr. Nabil mentioned before, like to teach the people. But it's not only on the school; it's everywhere. Like in media, especially those days, the people spend a lot of time on social media. Yeah, and why we not? Gosh damn, we should.
We gotta meet them where they are.
Yeah, of course.
And
we know where the people people spend their time. Why we will not dig just right in there? So this is my solution for my community. And also when I came to to the Western African, or let's say Middle African or East African or something like that. Also, I found them, they doesn't know a lot about the other part of the Africa. So also this is a huge problem. Before we go outside the continent, let's just say, see inside the continent, what we know about the continent, how our relation is. Today, if you are Sudanese and you went to the other country, maybe you will treat badly rather than you came to the West, you know. And also the Western media, I know they are play a big role on this. So we want to face them. We want to change those things. And our leaders, they even doesn't care. So put the leaders far from that, and just let's talk like we are just a civilian, and what we can do from our own, you know. So this is what I'm seeing, and this is what my community is facing as a Sudanese. But as I said, Africa in general is need a lot of things, and if we are going to talk about the problems that like it will take years to solve it, it takes time, and we cannot do anything, you know.
And the thing is, we have to understand that Africa, because of those parameters like Anglophone and French, and even East Africa, major chunks of East Africa has been carved out because of the foreigners, be it British or European or Arab or whatever. So we have to, like Bro.Sabli mentioned, we have to learn, we have to reconnect somehow. And it starts with, like Brother Nabil mentioned, culture, learning language. I have some other people. Hey, Brother Idris, Joseph, what's going on? Where you guys are from? We have people. We got a few more minutes before we shut it down. This is not the last time. This won't be the last time we have this discussion. Thank you guys. It actually started about a month ago on Twitter, and somebody mentioned African unity. I was like, yeah, you know, and then Brother Mrwan like, so when are we going to talk about it? And so I thank him for encouraging me to get this started. This is King Cam on Ujumbe's podcast. Ujumbe Meets Message. We'll be talking about shedding light on our continent and our people. And we have people all across the diaspora. They are Africans born in different places, and they're sharing their experiences. This is not the last time we're going to do this. This has been brought to you by Pan-African Connection in Dallas, National Saving Fatherhood Radio in Maine, and PT Cam Events and Design. So we've got a few more minutes before we wrap up. Is there anybody, I know Sabli has shared his thoughts. Majid, thank you very much. Nabil, thank you very much. Mrwan, thank you. Idris, anybody else? And Ahmad, thank you very much for coming through. Is there anybody else who wants to share their thoughts about African unity and a solution? What can we do? Anybody else? Well, okay, well, if not, but once again, thank you guys for coming. And if you ever want to participate, you can always email me, kingcam@nsfatherhood.org, kingcam@nsfatherhood.org. If you want to sponsor the show, email me. And also, if you want to, to have a discussion or be on the show or promote your business, let me know. Nabil, yeah.
Yeah, I have something small, please.
Cool.
Okay. As a businessman, I always think of business. So the idea is, there is sometimes I've mentioned that if we can connect Africa together in business, like if we can build a platform where we can trade things between the African countries within Africa, and then
wait a minute. You talking? So now we have a language, we have a media, and now we're talking about trade.
Mm-hmm. Yes, trade.
Mm.
Yes, and also, and the next step we focus or we target African American, African Canadian, African Brazilian, because I have strong connection there. So we can also recruit them come to join, especially Africa is heading to the free trade deal, which is gonna start in next year, beginning of next year. So why don't we take advantage of that and focus on that? And I believe that also is going to ease up because I believe money is power. If you have money, you're powerful. So we can use money and media, and so we can get knowledge and also we put money in your pocket.
That's it. And then speaking of money, it doesn't really have it doesn't matter the currency or whatever.
Yes.
If anything, the most important thing is the resource.
Uh-huh.
Tell my economic students, I said, stop chasing the paper, chase the resource.
Okay.
The land, property, whatever.
Yes.
Then that translate to money. But thank you guys again for coming. We're gonna do this again, and if you guys ever want to be a guest on the show, this is recorded. This is going to be on King Cam's Ujumbe's podcast. I'm going to post that tonight. So, but if you ever want to be a guest, you guys are more than welcome to come back. Thank you guys again. Thank you very much. This is King Cam Ujumbe's podcast, Ujumbe Means Message. And today's message is shedding on our continent and our people. Once again, brought to you by NSF Radio, Peachy Cam Events and Designs, and Pan-African Connection in Dallas. Thank you guys very much. I'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
Before the ending of the show, let me tell you something. I'm sorry because I can't say anything, but I want you to pray for my mother. She's in the hospital right now, and I think my big brother Nabil said education. Let me add something. History, the African history. That's what we need.
Yeah, thank you. We will be praying for your mother.
Yeah.
And Brother Mrwan, what he's saying is that African history is a prime factor as well. So we have the language. We got to figure that out though. Media, we have the trade, and we have the history. I think that's enough. I think that's good enough to get us going these next few months, and to reach out to somebody that we know and love. And Brother Mrwan, he mentioned family. Family is important, y'all. And our women are struggling. And we'll talk about that another day. But most importantly, we have to uplift our African women, no matter where they are on the planet. Right now, they are treated less than second-class citizens, and that's not acceptable. I thank Brother Mrwan for mentioning his mother, because we all have come from a mother. And we have daughters, we have wives, we have nieces, and so on. So we have to get back to protecting them also. And that's another thing that will add to unifying our people. Because think about it, a race of people is basically judged by how they treat who? Their women. So if there's nothing else, guys, I will see you next time. Thank you guys for participating. Once again, if you ever want to share your thoughts on the show or your segment on the show about economics or about about anything, y'all can email me at kingcam@nsfatherhood.org. And thank you guys again. Thank you, fellas and ladies, if you're here, because I see Zoom use, I don't know. But thank you guys again. I will see y'all next time, all right?
Thank you very much.